Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion of the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Over there, you'll find a description of the day's astrology as I have spelled it out here. Here, I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page, and then I'll play another card that, in the context of the day's astrology, may just give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Three of Pentacles, and it's here because it corresponds in astrology with the second 10 days, or the second decan of the sun's transit here in the land of Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is an earth sign, and Pentacles in Tarot are earth element symbolism, and earth element symbolism relates to the physical resources we possess and what we are willing to do with them to create something of stability, of sustenance, of support for ourselves, of protection for ourselves in this life. Okay, so that starts with the body. What are you willing to do with your body and your mind, your physical, mental, and emotional labor? And then it also extends to, okay, so what I'm willing to do with that might provide me an income, and based on those financial resources, I might be able to have the nice things that I need, right? So we come to the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles is a card very much about collaboration, about building, about working with a team, okay? We see people of different skill sets and even, which is possible, lifestyles or backgrounds working together toward a greater cause. And, these people make good progress because they worked together. They've created something beautiful and new that is probably a benefit to a larger number of people than just themselves. So those are the benefits of working with a team. Something that always stands out to me with this card is that none of these people has all of the skills it takes to build this beautiful archway, as an example, okay? But, each of these people has something to give in the building of the archway. I don't know about this guy in the back. Perhaps this person is the person who provided the money. And then there's a person here with like a blueprint. It looks like they're the person who created the plan. And then there's this work person over here that's clearly using tools to actually build the arch. So everybody brings their own sort of resources to the game, and we do our part, and things go swimmingly, okay? And with that said, got the Four of Wands. Okay, so fire element symbolism. Wands are fire element symbolism. That's about spark. That's about drive, determination. I talk about these things all the time, but here's something that I often forget to say, and that is that, one fiery thing is that sense of joy and celebration, okay? Four of Wands says we deserve to celebrate what we have achieved so far, and that's really appropriate right now because we're in the full of the moon. We're coming up on the full moon tomorrow, and this is the point of culmination in our lunar creative cycle, where we sort of either come to a good stopping point with projects we're working on, or we complete a project or two. We have some culminations that we can come to a good stopping point with, so that we can just sort of pause and reflect and appreciate what it is that we have been able to create with our drive, with our determination, with our sense of collaboration. Even I notice there are two people here. There's three people here. And celebration, it is something you can do on your own, but often when we celebrate with at least one other person or with a group of people, right? So Four of Wands is a point of celebration. It says that we worked hard to get to the point where we are, and we deserve to take a little break and appreciate just how far we've come, just what we've done. And so that's very appropriate for the full moon, even though the full moon is in Cancer, which is not a very fiery vibe at all. That's okay because it's just about taking the time to pause and celebrate. Where else am I seeing the Four of Wands on the page here, though? Where do we get to have a celebration? I see that the sun is trine to Uranus today, fully trine to Uranus today. Mercury is going to make that trine to Uranus in a couple of days. And this is really a celebratory vibe because, it makes us sort of, puts us in a positive mindset. That trine aspect is very auspicious. It just says, blessings abound. And with Uranus, it's saying, experimentation is on the table, invention is on the table, exciting new possibilities, exciting new opportunities, or people might show up. And so, that's another reason to be celebrating is when there's new information coming in, and there's new ideas, there's new technology, new ways of approaching things are showing up in our lives right now. So, having put in some work, here we are halfway through the Capricorn cycle, having put in some work to create the plan for the year, and hopefully none of you went like full 100% force on your New Year's Eve resolutions on January 1. Generally, I advise against that, and especially this year because we've got Mars and Uranus and Mercury all retrograde going into the new year. With these retrogrades on hand, this is not the time to be trying to really get started on something, okay? But it is a good time to think ahead, to make a plan, to think about the steps that you're going to have to make to achieve the goals that you want to achieve this year. It's a good time to be working on them, reflecting on them, in terms of our ability to plan. Mercury being retrograde, it's sort of reassessing what's been happening over the last 3 months, and then in Capricorn, like making the plan going forward sort of according to what we've learned over the last few months. And also just being very reflective, really thinking, really listening, really collaborating, okay? Rather than just, taking things on for ourselves. And when we really collaborate, we often wind up having something to celebrate, and a good group of people that, we can celebrate having collaborated with. So that to me is big reason to celebrate. Moon is also trine to Saturn today, and that's a really good vibe just for taking care of at-home business. So, if you've got something to finish up or tidy up at home before we head into our full moon celebration, the vibes are pretty good for taking care of business at home. Putting these together, I think I've already said it very obviously, when you collaborate, you get a reason to celebrate. When you've done this work, in good faith, show up with your community, show up with your cohort, do your part so that the collaboration comes out very well, then, you can wipe the sweat off your brow and you can say, ooh, we did it. We finally got that complete. That took a long time to plan. That took a lot of work. Mars is retrograde. We probably had to try things a couple of different ways before we really came out with a good finished product. But here we are, standing under the archway that we built together. And because of that, we have a good reason to stop and reflect and, just enjoy what it is that we've made together. We deserve it. We do deserve to celebrate from time to time. We do deserve to pause and reflect on what we've done. If we don't ever do that, if we don't ever pause and reflect and celebrate our accomplishments, then we don't ever really get to feel that sense of accomplishment. And not feeling that sense of accomplishment, the thing about the sense of accomplishment is that it gives us confidence to do more. Okay, so stop and feel your sense of accomplishment, even for the small things that you might have achieved this month. Maybe you didn't have any huge plans to culminate. Maybe you didn't get done as much as you would like to have done. Still, reflect on the things that you did get done. Don't be negative about it. Be very positive, like, hey, well, I did manage to do, to clean the kitchen 5 times in the last week, or whatever it is that you feel accomplished about doing. I did manage to, take care of that client in a way that left them feeling, satisfied. however it is that you feel accomplished, you know, you kind of state it out loud to yourself. You say, I did this, and you pat yourself on the back, and then you say, I did this, and you pat yourself on the back. Feel that sense of accomplishment. Let other people see you feeling that sense of accomplishment. Give them room to feel their sense of accomplishment. You know, celebrate yourself and one another at a time like this, so that, you know, you can feel confident going forward in your ability to do more. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.